Prologue, the crossing of Tang Third Young Master. In Bashu, renowned as the land of heaven, the most famous sect is undoubtedly the Tang Sect. The Tang Sect is located in a mysterious place. Many only know it is halfway up a mountain, and the peak of this mountain has a name that sends shivers down the spine: Ghost's Grief. If one were to throw a stone from the Ghost's Grief cliff, it would take a full 19 seconds to hear the echo of the stone hitting the bottom of the valley, indicating its height. It is said that this 19 seconds surpasses even the 18 levels of hell, thus earning its name. A young man dressed in gray stood at the peak of Ghost's Grief. The fierce mountain winds could not budge him in the slightest. From the large Tang character on his chest, it was clear he came from the Tang Sect, and his gray robe signified he was an outer disciple. At 29 years old, having joined the Tang Sect shortly after birth, he ranked third among the outer disciples and was thus called Third Young Master by them. However, among the inner disciples, he was referred to as Tang San. Since its inception, the Tang Sect has been divided into inner and outer sections. The outer sect consists of outsiders or those granted the Tang surname, while the inner sect comprises direct descendants of the Tang family. At this moment, Tang San's expression was rich and varied. He smiled at times and appeared sorrowful at others. Yet, no emotion could conceal his deep-seated excitement. For 29 years, since the day he was found by the outer elder Tang Lantai as an infant and brought into the Tang Sect, it had been his home, and the hidden weapons of the sect were everything to him. Suddenly, Tang San's expression shifted dramatically, but he quickly regained his composure, muttering bitterly to himself, "What's destined to come will eventually arrive." 17 figures appeared, all in white, leaping like stars from the mountainside toward the peak. The youngest among them was over 50, each wearing a solemn expression. Their white robes represented the inner sect, and the golden Tang character on their chests signified they were elders of the Tang Sect. The Tang Sect's elder hall comprised 17 elders, including the sect leader, Mr. Tang. Now, the 17 elders were ascending the mountain. Even during a martial arts conference, it was rare for all the elders to mobilize. After all, the oldest among them had surpassed 60. All these elders had reached a mastery of the highest level. In an instant, they had reached the mountain peak. Outer disciples could only kneel to greet the inner elders, but Tang San remained still. He simply watched as these solemn elders approached him, blocking all paths, while behind him loomed Ghost's Grief. After setting down 3 blossoming Buddha's Fury Tang lotuses, Tang San cast a lingering glance, a trace of a satisfied smile appearing at the corner of his mouth. After all, he had succeeded. After 20 years of effort, he had finally completed this pinnacle creation of Tang Sect's outer sect hidden weapons. The sense of fulfillment was beyond words. At that moment, Tang San felt that nothing else mattered. Whether he violated sect rules or faced life and death, everything seemed to come to a close with the 3 blooming Tang lotuses before him. Buddha's Fury Tang lotuses, the most domineering hidden weapons in the world, were born from his hands. What could excite Tang San, who had devoted his life to hidden weapons, more than this? I know, entering the inner sect unlawfully and learning the sect's secret skills is a grave sin, and sect rules do not permit it. But Tang San swears to the heavens that I have never leaked any of the sect's secret skills learned unlawfully to the outside world. I am not asking for the elders' leniency, I merely wish to tell the elders that Tang San has never forgotten his roots. I didn't before, and I won't in the future. Tang San's mood was calm, perhaps the most serene moment of his life. Looking at the large, ancient courtyard of the Tang Sect below, feeling the air that belonged to the sect, his eyes grew moist. Since he became aware, he had lived for the Tang Sect, and now, it was time for him to pursue his lifelong goal in return for the sect. The elders remained silent, they had yet to recover from the shock of the Buddha's Fury Tang lotuses' appearance. For 200 years, the Buddha's Fury Tang lotuses had not appeared in the hands of an outer disciple. What did this signify? This unparalleled hidden weapon, which even the Tang Sect itself could not resist, represented the arrival of another peak for the Tang Sect. Seeing the elders bow their heads in silence, Tang San smiled brightly. Everything I have is given by the Tang Sect. Whether it is life or the abilities I possess, they are all bestowed by the Tang Sect. No matter when, Tang San lives as a member of the Tang Sect, and dies as a ghost of the Tang Sect. I know that the elders will not allow the corpse of an outer disciple who has violated sect rules to remain in the Tang Sect. Since this is the case, let me turn to dust in this natural world of Bashu. Tang San's calm yet somewhat excited voice finally awakened the elders. When they raised their heads to look at him, a layer of milky white energy suddenly spread from him. Xiantian treasure record, you've even learned the highest internal skill of our sect from it? Mr. Tang exclaimed in disbelief. With a thunderous boom, as the elders retreated simultaneously to prevent any unforeseen events, what they saw was a completely naked Tang San. Tang San smiled, his smile was radiant. I came naked and will leave naked. The Buddha's Fury Tang lotuses are my final gift to the sect. Now, besides my own being, I take nothing else from the Tang Sect. The secret manuals are under the first brick inside my room. Tang San will now return everything to the Tang Sect. Ha ha ha, Tang San laughed wildly, suddenly stepping backward. At that moment, the elders of the Tang Sect realized that no one had time to stop him. His body, enveloped in white light, darted forward towards Ghost's Grief, his tall and robust figure soaring into the clouds. Wait! Mr. Tang finally reacted, but it was too late for him to say anything. The mist was thick, carrying dampness that blocked out the sunlight, taking away Tang San, who had dedicated his life to the Tang Sect and hidden weapons. Time seemed to stand still. Mr. Tang trembled as he held the 3 Tang lotuses before him, his eyes moist. Tang San, why must you do this? The surprises you've given us are too many. Elder brother. The second elder stepped forward, why mourn for this traitor? Mr. Tang's gaze turned cold in an instant, a chilling aura rising around him as he glared at the second elder. Who are you calling a traitor? Have you ever seen a traitor who wouldn't escape after obtaining our sect's highest secret manual? Have you ever seen a traitor who would die for their beliefs? Have you ever seen someone possessing a hidden weapon powerful enough to destroy the Tang Sect but offering it as a final gift to the sect? Tang San is not a traitor, he is the most outstanding genius of our sect in 200 years. The second elder was taken aback. But he learned our sect's skills unlawfully. Mr. Tang abruptly interrupted, if you could also create the Buddha's Fury Tang lotuses, I wouldn't care what you stole. You're wrong, and I'm wrong. Just a moment ago, we watched the opportunity for the Tang Sect's revival slip away right before our eyes. The elders gathered around, their expressions complex, confused, saddened, sighing, but mostly filled with regret. You needn't say anything. Pass on my decree, order all disciples of the sect to search for Tang San below Ghost's Grief. Alive, we want to see him, dead, we want to see his corpse. Furthermore, from this moment on, Tang San is promoted to an inner disciple of our sect. If he is still alive, he will be the only heir to my position as sect leader. Yes, sect leader. The elders all bowed in compliance. If Tang San were still on that cliff, hearing Mr. Tang's words, even in death, he would certainly feel gratified. His efforts had not been in vain. However, all of this came too late. Ghost's Grief, where throwing a stone requires counting to 19 seconds, an existence seemingly surpassing the 18 levels of hell, how could it allow a living person to escape through the mist? Tang San had left, he had permanently departed from this world, yet another destiny was just beginning for him.